All right, guys, welcome back. Real Tough Talk. Next game we're gonna go over is them Gettas versus PME. Now, listen, PME is coming in with they were 4-4 last year. PME was third in offense, second in defense, second in sacks, first in interceptions. One of the best teams in the league. This team started 4-0, then lost 4 games straight, then lost the playoff game, lost 5 games straight. The thing about PME is not their talent. They don't know how to put games away and put teams away. That's their issue. And I'll put that on coaching and leadership. What did PME do? They went out and got one of the best leaders in the game in the Swiss, and it still didn't work. The reason I don't think it worked is because Swiss did not take over the team to what he did with IOD. When Swiss went to IOD, he took over the team. He was the leader of that team, which got them what? 2 championships. I don't think that PME is ready to give the reins over to Swiss. I understand why. Swiss is not going to be at every game. And Jaquan, this is Jaquan's team. But in order for Jaquan to be a better leader, he has to learn. I'm talking to Swiss every play, every time, every opportunity I have. Remember, Jaquan was the one that said in the interview, we don't really need Swiss. That was Swiss, his words. And then the team went and lost 4 in a row. Now, this team is talented. They drafted Swiss in the first round. They drafted Dre in the second round. They drafted Mo in the third round. Mo has not showed up. That has been one of their issues. Dre has not been that player that we used to seeing. Dre looks old. I think Dre needs to play more offense, but Dre looks old. Shane is the man. Shane has elevated his game to the next level. Lou has been a fan of Shane, and now I'm starting to come over and believe they got a lot of talent in Owen, Chad. They got a lot of great players. But I think Dre needs to step up. And their quarterback is one of the top quarterbacks in the league. The problem is he makes mistakes that he should not make when it's big games. What is your thoughts on this PME team?
I agree with the majority of what you said. You know, there's a lack of leadership. Swiss coming to them is different than him going to IOD because he has a relationship with the IOD guys. They go back years. You know, you coming into a new team where you don't really know guys. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be a little cautious. You don't know how it's gonna be taken. But Jaquan saying that they need Swiss, that was dumb. I'm sorry. That was a dumb statement to make because you have no leadership. You know what I'm saying? It's a big issue, but they are talented. I give Doughboy a hard time because you can't get past the first round. That's the problem. Yes, you could be as talented as you want, but if you can't get to that next step, it's a waste of talent.
Real quick, Ghost. I'm gonna just add on to that real quick.
Yeah.
PME has lost the last 3 years. They lost in the first round.
Yes.
Or their first playoff game. And the other thing is, I don't think he meant any disrespect when he was saying that about Swiss. I think he was kind of hard fought to give up the reign. Hearing all these years that they lack leadership and then going out and getting Swiss and saying, well, I need Swiss to be the leader, I think it's more of an indictment to his character. So I think that's why he said it.
It's still dumb. It's prideful. That's what it is. It's prideful.
But then, listen, I understand some of that pride a little bit because look at when Swiss and Akon went to IOD and they won 2 championships in a row. A lot of people feel like IOD couldn't win without those guys.
They couldn't.
And exactly. you say that, you know? So at the end of the day, it's always going to be there. There's always going to be an asterisk on that team's name because these guys were on that team. So obviously, Doughboy and Jaquan are going to push back on that and say, listen, we can win without these guys. Obviously, we love Swiss on the team. We drafted him, but we don't need him. He is not our team. So, of course, you're going to expect the guys who own the team to say that. So I'm not mad at that. But are they showing that, and they're making it worse because they have Swiss on the team, and they still lost in the playoffs. They lost 3 playoff games in a row. First round, 2 of them to the same team. And don't sleep. The very team that you was pulling apart in the last game. And you know, so at the end of the day, this is a team. Listen, they have all the pieces they need to make a run. They've always did. But they make bad decisions. One bad play here, one bad play here, some inconsistency here, inconsistencies here, and it leads to a playoff loss. You know, to 4 games losses in a regular season. And that is not a formula for wins. I don't care who you have on your team. And that comes with Jaquan and Doughboy leading a charge on that. So at the end of the day, it's all about leadership and making the right decisions. You know?
I'm gonna
Hold
jump
on,
in real
Jay,
quick.
before you say anything, I'm gonna take that back. They didn't need Swiss to lose in the first round. He was right.
That's not what I meant. But yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
Right?
I'm just saying. They didn't need him.
I'm gonna jump in real quick, Ghost. And when you say it's an asterisk on IOD because Swiss and Akon was there, I completely disagree. Because if that was the case, DG wouldn't have drafted Chuck. It's the league is all about getting players that you've never gotten to win a championship for your brand.
No,
so to sit down and think that if they win with Swiss, it's an asterisk on them. I disagree.
I'm not listening, but I'm not saying. Listen. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that. I'm saying that that's what others are going to believe. And
doesn't matter what other believe because it makes no sense because that's why they had a draft. But those people who say that don't watch football and don't know what the league is about.
But my thing is, obviously, you push back for that very reason. What else is there? That's pride. But I understand. That's all I'm saying.
Now, on the other side, DG, they're coming in last year. They were the number 1 seed in the West. They won the division at 5-3. Number 1 in offense, number 5 in defense, 8th in sacks, 9th in interceptions. Now, they drafted Chuck in the first round. They got Slutty in the second round, and they were able to get Superman West in the third round. This team got Superman West. They got Slutty. They had drafted Chuck. They went out and got Randy as a free agent coming off of a championship with UTF. This season, they signed Ant, who won MVP in the D1 and in the A. They got Shaq, a former block of the year. They brung over from that was with Don't Sleep. 1 block of the year with Blackout. They got JJ, the former starting quarterback of LES, and they brung him over to DG. Pams comes back. Hollywood is on the team. They bring Megatron back. This team is loaded. If they don't win a championship, it's a bust. They had a top team last year and lost in the Final Four because Chuck was sacked 5 times. They upgraded, but when you have all this talent, Chuck won 2 MVPs back-to-back. When you got all this talent, the pressure's all on them because they're supposed to win. Anything less than a championship is a bust. And if they don't win a championship this year, Hollywood will be arguably be labeled one of the worst GMs with talent in the game because you got Reggie, who went to 2 championship appearances. You lost a championship with Reggie. You got Chuck, a 3-time champ. You lost a championship with Chuck. Got Chuck, and again, in the Final Four, lost in the Final Four with Chuck. To go out and get all this talent and not be able to have 1 championship under the DG name, Hollywood will be on charges to be fired. And now I'm also hearing rumors from the inside that Hollywood and Pams are not really on the same level. A lot of things that Chuck Pams want to do, Hollywood may not, and vice versa. Pams wasn't a big guy bringing in JJ. And he was not even talked to about drafting West. So you got to say on the inside is something going on inside that. These 2 alpha males maybe not on the same page, especially the fact that Pam's got 3 championships. Hollywood's just trying to get 1. Y'all thoughts?
Well, it's tough when you have, like you said, 2 alpha males. You know, it's my team. You know what I'm saying? You got me close to a championship. It could be a little hard to let go of the reins, like we were just talking about with PME. And then again, you have a coach who has multiple championships. So somebody has to be the mediator so it won't implode. Because with all that talent, you don't need that bickering on the sideline. It can affect the play, you know, how they play at the end of the day. Because then what? Chuck got to choose sides? No.
Listen,
Go ahead, Ghost.
all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna make one small correction before I make the point. Lou, you said that coach that had multiple championships. I'm gonna make a correction. This is the most decorated coach quarterback combination in touch football history.
Yeah.
And you can't win with them. Something is wrong with Hollywood if that's the case. Now again, I'm not gonna judge this season yet because it didn't happen yet. It didn't end yet. But at the end of the day, if they cannot win a championship, Hollywood needs to give in those papers, give the deed back or whatever, put the team on sale, because there's no reason why he should be talking about leading this team ever if they lose this championship. And listen what I said. Lose the championship, meaning they better make it to the championship to lose. Otherwise, Hollywood shouldn't even walk on a football field ever again.
Wow.
There's no reason. And again, I like Hollywood. I liked him from when he first joined the league. I like this team when they first joined the league, and they always came up short. It's frustrating to see them perform and come up short so many years in this league. When are they going to win their championship? That's what I want to know. Is this the year? Because I don't know which year it's supposed to be. It should have happened a long time ago. But at this point, they have stacked talent. They got one thing that they didn't have last season in Shaq as a blocker, one thing that Chuck did not have. So that's one key that they have. They have talent out the wazoo. Sometimes you can have too much talent and it can lead to discombobulation and things falling apart here and there. And like you said, there's issues with Pam's and Hollywood with the staffing and whatnot. And you mentioned the whole JJ issue. I kind of question that too, because where are you going to put him? What is he there for? Is he there to learn behind Chuck? He's been playing touch football for so long. How much is he supposed to learn? At this point, he shouldn't be learning. He should be performing, and that's it. But I digress. We're here to watch this game. We'll be here forever to talk about with DG. But let's get to this game.
All right, DG comes in. They're gonna have all three of their draft picks playing. PME is going to come in. Swiss is here. Dre is not here. Swiss, their number one pick, is here. Dre, their second round pick, is not here. Mo, their third round pick, is not here. And their starting quarterback is not here, as Owen will get to start. First down, Owen throws deep to Chad, who beats track on the sideline, caught for a big gain and a first down. I told Chad asked me before the game, what do you rank me? I said, you got A, talent, you don't have A, consistency. This is what he needs to do. He needs to be that number 2 receiver on this team. And he comes away with a big play there as he beat Trackstar for this big play. Owen goes downfield and gets it to him. Third and goal, Owen throws to Jaquan in the front of the end zone. That's going to be dropped. Fourth and goal, Owen on 4 rush is sacked by JJ. Turnover on downs. If you look here, Bezo was open in the back of the end zone, but Owen gets sacked. Luke, tell me about that drop by Jaquan.
Those are one of those, how we always say, if the ball touches your hand, you should have caught it.
Right.
The ball was thrown behind him. To be fair to him, because I give him a hard time, it wasn't his fault. The ball was thrown behind him. You know what I'm saying? Could a grade up have made that catch? Possibly, but you can't put it on him.
Listen, I say before you go, it was just clear miscommunication. I believe Owen expected him to stop in that spot. Jaquan kept going, and because of that pass ended up being behind him. That's just miscommunication there, but you can't afford to drop touchdown passes like that. Regardless of how it happens, that's just points that you leave on the table.
All right, Chuck gets the ball back. Second down, Chuck is blitzed by Swiss, blocked by Shaq. Chuck throws in Megatron, opening the gap for a nice gain and a first down. Listen, Swiss is a great blitzer, but Shaq can block. And this is why they went out and got Shaq. This is the exact thing that they struggled with last year. Now on Shaq, watch big stop there protecting Chuck. Chuck throws a short pass to Shaq in the gap and runs for a nice gain, get him to the 10-yard line. That's another thing Shaq could do a little better than Chulo. He's a little faster, and he's another slight weapon. I'm not going to say a top weapon. Don't go saying that. But Shaq can catch some passes here and there out the backfield and give you some yards. Third and goal, Chuck would block him from Shaq's fine slutty in the front of the end zone. What a touchdown. Superman West gets the 2-point conversion, 8-0. GG scores on their first possession.
And I got to say one thing real quick. I'm going to show the difference right here between the blockers that DG had last season. In this very game when they played the PME, they faced the last season, and it was a different story. This play, if you watch, they had Dirt blocking, and runs through him. He runs through him. But if you look at this play here, you see Shaq here with the blitz with Swiss, and Shaq locks him up. Listen, Swiss is a strong guy, fast. He comes with the pressure, but Shaq is able to contain him long enough for Chuck to make this play here, and it leads to them, with the blocking again, leads to them scoring, putting them up on the board. This is a difference maker with Shaq blocking, and he can make plays. This is a big pickup for DG right here.
Also, I'm going to throw in the fact that PME's playing Ironman. They got like 8 guys, and you're going to see that sun and all that heat before it started raining was a part of the game, and they was exhausted. PME gets the ball back. Second down, Owen throws deep to Shane on the sideline, caught but out of bounds. DG is flagged for cursing 15 yards, added to another 5 to pass the first down. First and goal, PME, but the question was this a catch? Lou and Goals, give me your thoughts real quick.
It looks like on video again, here and there. I used to bash the refs at times. That's a bang bang play. He looks in. To me, he looked in. You know, we've seen pictures of it, blah blah. Pictures pictures can't tell a story. Ghost, how about you, being that you were?
But I'm looking at it as well, and it doesn't look like he slid. And this is the argument that a lot of people was making, that he slid the feet before he goes out of bounds. I don't see that. It looks like a straight step. It looks like he does not plant the foot down to slide it. It looks like it's a straight step. So again, you have to really slow it down. And I personally don't have the confirmation. As y'all guys know, whenever we see a play where we clearly see a catch, we always show it for you guys and always put it and emphasize, listen, he had his foot in. The foot was in. Right here, it doesn't look like he really slid as he goes out of bounds. It looked like he did not plant his foot, and that's why me and Lou are on different sides of this. Right. I believe that he was out. Lou believes he was in, but this is not a surefire play where you could see fast motion is a definite thing, and that's something I could say we both agree on.
But DG with the big 15-yard penalty, which is a 20-yard penalty, that hurts them, and that gives them first and goal. Second down, Owen is blitzed by Brown, who's blocked by Swift. Owen shakes JJ and runs for a decent gain. If JJ's not able to catch the quarterback, he don't need to be on the field. He's there to play that position, and Owen's able to shake him and run for a big gain. I don't know why Brown is blitzing. He's not going to pass Swift, and definitely shows him why. Third and goal, Owen finds Jaquan in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. They mix the extra point, 8-6, PME scores back. I love the fact that Owen went back to Jaquan after they miscommunicated the last drive, and they're able to score the touchdown here.
Well, to be fair to JJ, Owen can pop some dudes, but I get what you're saying, Jay. But it was, you know, a horrible bopping. But yeah, like you said, good for him to go right back to Jaquan and Jaquan making the play.
Chuck gets the ball back. Second down, throws to Jalen on the sidelines. That's been the drop. Jalen was one of their downfield guys, a.k.a. Pizza Boy. That's a big drop there. Third down, Chuck with blocked by Shaq. Throws to Slady in the middle. Picked off by Dash. Giving the ball back to PME. Dash played with Chuck. So it's certain things that he can tell, and it looks like he reads this play and jumps it. And if it bleeds, we can kill it. And Chuck makes a mistake. Great play by PME, getting an interception. This team was first in interceptions last year, and this is why Ghost great play by Dash there.
And the thing about this guy is he stepped up his game the last few years, especially in this league, showing that his value is going up with his play. And he's showing on both sides of the field. Before, when he was on DG, he was their main target. They really had nobody else. So he transitions from that to being a two-way player on this PME team, and that's why we say we do not question PME's talent, because it comes from all sides. And Dash is one of those guys that can play both sides and make plays, and this is showing that he can make a big play here on defense.
All right, first down, Owen scrambles on 4 rush, throws to nobody, intentional grounding, 5 yards, lost it down. They didn't think it should have been a flag. I think that is a clear intentional grounding, 5 yards. They got away with one because it should have been a 10-yard penalty. We made a mistake on the field. My point exactly. I made the mistake. It should have been 10. My fault on that one.
You mean Steven? You mean Jay the ref?
Yes, Jay the ref made the mistake. Should have been 10 yards. Next play, offsides on the offense, 5 yards. So now they're moving even further back. So they got
still
the
got the 10 yards.
They got the 10 yards there. Third down, Owen throws a chat in the back of the end zone, high, incomplete. Next play, Owen on 4 rush, throws the Bezo in the end zone, caught but out of bounds. That's going to take us to 4th down. 4th and goal, Owen throws a chat in the front end zone, tipped by Randy, caught by Shane in the end zone for the touchdown. 12-8, PME takes the lead. Randy has to knock this ball down. Randy has to make a play. He's a former defensive player of the year. They brought him in to make these plays. I don't think Randy's defense was what it was when he won defensive player of the year, but he has to make these plays. He keeps the ball in the air, which is the worst thing to do. Shane comes down with it. 12-8, PME takes the lead.
Now, check this out, Jay. It's amazing to me. You jump up, I guess, to try to intercept the ball. We don't jump up with one hand.
Yeah.
With one hand, what are you doing? This isn't baseball. You don't have a glove on that hand. Goodness gracious.
Well, Chuck gets the ball back on 1st down with blocking from Shaq. Throws to West, Superman on the sideline. Just gets past Jaquan. West runs for a nice gain and the 1st down. The key is Chuck has time with Shaq going, with Shaq blocking. And Superman, a guy who they got in the 3rd round. 5th pick in the 3rd round. Comes away with a big play there. Chuck then throws to Jalen in the front of the end zone. That's going to be dropped. 2nd and goal, Chuck finds Randy in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Jalen gets the extra point. 15-12, DG takes the lead right back.
2 things. Wes is a steal of the draft. I get on him all the time, calling him a bum. That dude is a baller, but he's still a bum. But the dude can ball. Jalen needs to humble himself. And I think he was humbled on those 2 drop passes. And I love what Pam's did. Pam's yelled and screamed at him, but then he put him back in the game. Yeah. But you know what? It wasn't that sunny for you to come out there with sunglasses. See, when you get when your head gets a little too big, you go want to rock shades. You're a good up and coming player, but you're not that good, bro. You haven't been playing long enough to be wearing shades. It ain't that sunny, buddy.
Jalen's job is very important. He has to stretch the field. That is going to open it up for everybody else. If they can't trust him to catch the passes, then I don't know who else is going to do that. West can do it, Slutty can do it, but you need Jalen, whose sole job is to open up the top. Dash did it when he was with DG. Mamba does it with UTF when they won a championship. You need one guy that can take the top off the defense, aka a Deshaun Jackson. And if you got this kid dropping passes, that has to be a concern. PME can't score before the half. We're going to go into the half. 15-12. What's your thoughts of each team? Starting with you, goes with PME.
All I'm saying is, for not having your starting quarterback, this is a pressure turnout for the half. And one person that was really hyped and very, confident in his team was Doughboy on the sideline. He said, listen, we're playing short. We're playing Iron Man. It's blazing hot out here, but we're still giving them a run for their money. We're down 3 points. Now, granted, I would like for them to make more of those extra points because that's key. This would probably be a different score if they made those. But other than that, they are playing. They are staying alive in this game, and Owen is getting them into the end zone. Now, keep bobble play catch by Shane, but that just shows why he's there. He's there to follow the ball. Whenever he has a shot at making a play, he does that. This is what they have to do in the second half. Just take what the defense gives you, make plays, don't take any big risks that they don't have to, and just keep in the game because you're not expected to win this game. But at the end of the day, put in the effort, and you should come out on top because they have the talent, even in the Iron Man, to do so.
If I'm DG, I'm not too nervous. At the end of the day, we got double the roster numbers in them. I'm gonna just keep moving the ball Keep moving. Keep going fast. Try to wear them out. You know, I got the talent on the sideline to win this game. You know, just keep doing what you're doing. You know, they do see that they're not cohesive yet. First game of the season, you know, but just keep playing.
All right, we're gonna jump into the second half with DG getting the ball. Chuck with blocked up from Shaq, throws a Megatron in the middle for a nice game. Chuck has too much time. Shaq is doing exactly what he came to do. You're gonna have to send two. You can't send one. Shaq is giving Chuck too much time. Chuck is then blitzed by Swiss, blocked by Shaq. Chuck throws deep to Jalen, open in the gap, who runs it in for the touchdown, 21-12. If you look here, Dash gets beat by Jalen. What's ironic about this is Jalen beats Dash what Dash used to do with DG. Stretch the field. This is why they need Jalen. And the fact that the mindset was we got to keep this kid confidence going, especially going after Dash, who already picked off Chuck. You know Chuck wanted some payback. And for him to go after Dash with Jalen is poetic justice. 21-12 DG.
I have a question, Jake. You have the safety, Jaquan, in the middle.
Yep.
Dash got beat.
Yep.
He was beat by at least 30 feet. What's your safety doing?
I don't know.
He's looking, dude, past him.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Yeah. That's miscommunication right
Are
there.
they tired? You just had halftime.
It could be that. It could be that.
Could be tired. You gotta give him a pass, but then you hold him.
I don't know, Jake.
Sneeze on him, trip him, do something.
But Jake, it's the first drive in the second half.
True.
Yeah.
If it was the second one, okay. I wish, Ghost, when you get a chance, I want to see that play from behind the quarterback to see what the heck was he doing.
My thing is, listen. You know, maybe they didn't have water on the sideline. You know, they were dehydrated. I don't know. But my thing is, you have to have a relay out there. That was the whole point of the safety, to switch with the cornerback. Dash gets beat because he thinks that he has help. And because he doesn't, now he has to play trail game, and Jalen's too fast for that.
Too fast.
But my thing is, listen, but you know what puts this all together? The fact that Chuck has time with Shaq.
Right.
You don't.
Right.
If Chuck doesn't have this time with Shaq, this play probably doesn't happen the same way. So that's why you got to give Shaq some credit for going to DG, because this is how the play ends up happening the way it did. Credit to DG for playing the way that they are right now.
You know what's funny about it? When it was posted that Shaq signed with DG, his eyes had a big deal. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Because now they got time. And Chuck will chop you up with time. You got to send two, which means now you got one-on-one with these receivers with Slutty, Randy, Wes. It's too much firepower. So now teams are in trouble. Third down after two incomplete passes, Owen on 4 rush, throws to Shane, open in the gap, who runs on the sideline for a nice gain and a first down. Shane has to be the number one receiver. He has to be their number one guy. He has the number one receiver talent. I think he elevated his game once he signed with Bama. Once he came back to PME, he's the number one receiver. Gotta give it to him. He plays the number one receiver. Then you got Jaquan and Chad, who could play the number 2. And then you have either Jaquan or Chad going up against the third best defender. That's a mismatch. Shane has to be the number one guy. And for Owen to be going to him, imagine when Rel comes back. Owen then will block it from Swiss, throws a dash, open in the end zone, high, incomplete. Third and goal, Owen fine, throws a Chad in the front of the end zone for the touchdown, 21-18. I said it. Chad has to be another weapon. This team, PME, is talented. People forget PME was the number 3 offense last year. So they can put up points, and they score another touchdown here.
And the thing about it is, listen, there were certain plays that that I'm gonna showcase here, but a lot of the questionable plays that that PME was worried about. There was this play with Bezo that he lands out of bounds. They scored on that drive anyway, so it didn't really hurt them. They're still putting up points. If you look here, Bezo, this is a play that I didn't show because they end up scoring anyway, but he doesn't. He lands out of bounds. If you look at his knee falls out of bounds, he sails out. They're saying that he could have been in here on this play, but he was out of bounds. But at the end of the day, they're still scoring on Iron Man without a starting quarterback. So this is a stacked DG team with a decent defense, and they're scoring on them. So if I am PME, yes, we're still behind, we're still trailing, but we're still looking good. You know, so I am not feeling bad at all. We just got to stay in the fight because that's exactly what they're doing. They're impressing me right now, knowing that they don't even have this starting quarterback and they're able to put a point so quickly.
Chuck gets the ball back on 4 rush. He's sacked by Bezo. 3rd down, Chuck on 4 rush. Those are Randy cutting in the middle, who runs for a nice gain and the 1st down. No one picks him up. At this time, PME's exhausted. And DG's going to go after them. PME's exhausted. They're tired. They're playing both sides of the ball. They're ready to put up 18 points. They're tired. And DG's going to expose them. It's not DG's fault they're tired. They're going to keep trying to score. Chuck on 4 rush. Shakes Bezo, goes to short to Shaq, who runs for a decent game. Bezo just got a sack last time. And now Chuck beats him. I know Chuck it's elusive here and there, but these guys are exhausted. And Shaq, once again, showing the ability to catch the ball out the backfield, makes a play here. 2nd ago, Chuck finds Slutty in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. 28-18. This DG offense is going to be lights out. They were number 1 last year. I don't see why they won't be number 1 this year. It's going to be crazy. They throw an option play to JJ, goes to Jalen for the extra point. 28-18. They're up by 10. But the touchdown play, Slutty is being that number 1 go-to guy they needed, the reason they drafted him, and now they're up by 10 right now. Owen gets the ball back. Right now they're chasing 10. 2nd down, Owen throws it to Jaquan, who has a step on Megatron. That's going to be dropped. 4th down, Owen's going to take a shot downfield in the gap. Incomplete. DG comes away with the win. 28-18, end of the game.
Hold on, Jay. That's another one. That's what I mean about Jaquan sometimes. That was a catchable ball.
Yep.
Right off the fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like on him, and then I think on the next play, that one might not have been as a drop, but that one there, again, you're the leader. You got to make those plays.
Yeah.
21-18. My thoughts real quick. This is a moral victory for PME. They were shorthanded. They didn't have their quarterback, and they was able to score 18 points on this DG defense. If I'm Doughboy, this is a loss that I would accept. Now, they made a few mistakes. But at the end of the day, no Mo, no Dre, no Rel. That's the key. Rel is the key. He wasn't here. And Owen did a great job. Remember, if Rel is here, Owen goes to receiver. Owen helps on the defense. So I love the fact that what they did. Maine wasn't here, and a lot of people can say, oh, who's Maine? Maine is a good defender, strategist. I'm not going to say he's a top defender, but he's a good strategist.
And so, aren't they also missing Jay on defense? The other Jay?
They're missing a few dudes.
So a lot of guys.
This is a moral victory if you're them. I'm not mad at all if I'm Doughboy. I will take that. On the other side, if I'm DG, I'm concerned with my defense. There's no way you gave up 18 points on a backup quarterback with so much talent. And that's a problem. You have too much talent. The guys that need to be playing both ways, they're not going to play both ways because they need to spread the offense, spread the defense. That is going to hurt them.
Yeah.
They need to make some changes, and this is going to be where Pam's and Hollywood conflict. That's what's going to happen.
And I'm going to say this. Pam's already know that there's problems. He was on the sideline saying he wasn't happy with their performance.
Not at all. He wasn't at all.
He was not happy at all. He was saying they were making mistakes. They were looking bad. They looked sloppy. They were giving up scores that they shouldn't. Pam's was not happy with this game at all. You did not see him celebrating his victory at all. So that shows already that there's problems. When you get a win, you win by 10, and your coach is not happy, something is wrong. Something is wrong. Now, is it the fact that, listen, this team is stacked. They have so many players, but maybe that's an issue. Maybe they do have too many people that they don't know what to do with them. You can't fit everybody into the scheme.
21 football.
Exactly. So maybe that's the issue. You know, the issue that you mentioned about JJ, that Pam's and Hollywood was conflicted about where they have JJ or if he should be playing on the team or whatnot. Maybe that's more than just the issue with just JJ. Maybe it's the whole roster. They picked up so many people in the offseason that it's like they don't even know what to do with. And then you have guys like Kaka that didn't show up. You have other players that's on this team that they didn't even play yet. So they're going to want playing time too. What is this team going to do? You know? Because there's guys, like you said earlier, that should be playing both ways. But now you're stretching time between all of these players. What are you going to do in the future? Because that's not going to work. That is not a winning formula when you have so many guys and don't have a real place to put them. So when you're unhappy with a win like this, that shows that you may have problems in the future.
Check this out, Lou. Check this out, Ghost. Bones. Slutty. Randy. Shaq. Chuck. Jalen. Superman West. Superman West. Let's say that's your starters. Right? You got Megatron that could play offense. What happens to him?
Well, he could play space, honestly.
You got JJ, who you just acquired. Where's he going? Ant could play some offense. Now you got to force him to play only defense. You know what I mean? So those are just a few guys. Sauce, where he's going.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got a little, because Shaq has to be in all the time.
Yeah.
Shaq has to be. Chuck went 4 of 5 this game.
Hold on. Did y'all miss how he flung Bezo?
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah. So Chuck, I'm sorry. Shaq has to stay in. So Shaq and Chuck, that takes 2 guys out. So now you got 5 guys. How you gonna set this up? I have no idea. So you going and signing all these people, and we like this guy, and we like this guy. Luckily for them, Nas isn't playing because of his son got football. Because if Nas would have came to the team, there's not enough space, which is, I think, was Chuck's issue. And let me explain something to you. With all these guys and a backup quarterback, PME went 3 for 6. 50% of the time they scored.
Without a starting quarterback.
So that's why Panthers not happy. Sometimes you can have too much of a good thing. You know how they say, this is a good problem? No, it's not. Yeah. This ain't. Because eventually, remember, oh yeah, I forgot. What about Old Man West, Father Time? He's not going to start. You're not going to start him. What are we doing? So if you start him, who you sitting down, Bones? You gonna sit down Slutty? You gonna sit down Randy? You don't want to stop Jalen's development. So Superman West, you're gonna sit down? What are you gonna do? I don't care. I don't care if you go and bring the real Bill Belichick, if you go and get some of the Phil Jackson from basketball. I don't care who your coach is. After a while, people's going to get frustrated because they want playing time. That's going to be the issue of this team. Watch. It's going to happen.
Well, I would say, sit Pizza Boy down. You know, you put him in certain downs. No, listen. I'm putting Old Man West in. You got the other West who'll do the same thing, who'll do it better than. Then you put in Pizza Boy here and there. Because you know what? He'll be the one who may not complain as much because he's newer to the game. You get what I'm saying?
You didn't see the shades? You didn't see the cool man thing? You think he's not going to complain now? He's at the top of his game. He's looking at it. Look.
Good point.
Yo, check this out. I'm going to be on the sideline. You can't wear shades on the sideline.
Good point.
You can't look cool on the sideline.
And the crazy thing is, I'm a big fan of Pizza Boy. I think that he's an up-and-coming player. He's a talented kid, up-and-coming. But like you said earlier, like Lou said earlier, this kid has to humble himself because his development hasn't finished yet. There's a lot of growing. But my thing is, like you said, this is not a good problem to have. Because Bones didn't even play. Like you said, Bones didn't even play yet. And like you said, Sauce is going to want to play. Then you have all of these guys already on offense, and you have defense. You have Track, that's still one of the legacy DG players that's going to play corner. You have Ears, which is Chris, who's also playing on this team. But you have other guys that can play that position too. So What are you guys gonna do? Because they got too much guys. They literally do.
You know what's going to become Ghost and Lou? Is this still a DG team? The more now, again, remember my point in the beginning. This league is about getting other players to bring in, but you still got to keep someone of your brand. And if Chris ain't starting ears,
right? He wasn't. I forgot about that.
What's going to happen? You already got too many. You already got too many players. It's going to be a problem. Do I see Hollywood stepping down? Yes, he's going to do what's best for the team. I give it to him. But he's still the owner. He's still the GM of this team. But Pam's is known to be what? The GM also. What's going to happen? Watch this team. They won this game, but they also gave up 18 points to a back quarterback, and the team now only played either. Let's see what happens. We're going to wrap this one up. DG comes away with the win, beating PME 28-18. We'll be right back.